Here we are, the day after Christmas, in a nice winter sun, and we're having some Bordeaux today. Funnily enough, it's a Saint-Julien, Chateau Talbot, 2006. And I say funnily enough because Hani was having also a Saint-Julien yesterday, if you watch the video. 20 years apart, and in tasting, thousands of miles apart, but somehow maybe we all felt it was time to go back to the Bordeaux classics. This was a bottle that was given to me as a gift by a dear friend. 2006 isn't really necessarily a spectacular year or whatever, but some of the fine Bordeaux's like Chateau Talbot and others, you'd buy you can buy it on any given year. You're going to have a good bottle of wine. That's sort of that's what they've accustomed us to, and I think it bears itself in the fact. Now, Saint-Julien is on the left bank. So if you look left bank, right bank, it's primarily a Cabernet Sauvignon. In general, Chateau Talbot is one of the, actually it turns out as a vineyard, as a property, it's one of the biggest domains in the left bank region. And they have Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and a little bit of Petit Verdot. So you look at a bottle of Chateau Talbot, it's going to be 65% Cabernet Sauvignon, 25 to 30% Merlot, and the rest Petit Verdot. So it's very, very heavily on the Cabernet Sauvignon, which is typical of left bank, and more specifically of the first labels of the Saint-Julien and Saint-Estèphe regions. Anyway, the color, this is not this is the right kind of age to drink this bottle, again, because this was not made, this is not a 2000 or 2010 or whatever, so you have to drink it. It's the color, I don't know if you can tell, it's very, very dark. And to me, it's not necessarily black, but it's got this really dark Bordeaux Cabernet Sauvignon. And maybe this is where the name came from, of the name of the color. It reminds me of a good California Cabernet also. So it's less purple than the Rhone. It's more red and a little bit more brown. It's got that, again, that Bordeaux color. A little bit of a rim, not very much. It's very dark. You can't really see through, but there's nothing in it. I mean, the bottle is very clean. So I think it's probably filtered. It's not like it's got sediment or anything floating through it. It says 30% alcohol, but I can see the legs on the glass. So it's got good alcohol. Let's see what we have in here. It's got that typical Cabernet aroma, which is really the fruity, the sort of cherry fruit to me. Not necessarily tart, but that darker, fruit. When I first opened it, it was a bit more gamey, and maybe again that's just because of being enclosed for so long, but that's gone away. And it's got a little bit of that alcohol that comes through on the nose, not too much, but you know it's there. And now it's still opening up. So again, this is something that sometimes people believe in decanting these wines for hours. I'm not a big fan of that because I don't want to shock it, but that means you have to wait a little longer and drink it over more days to see how it evolves throughout the whole thing. It's got that, what I call the Bordeaux bitterness. It's a little bit austere. It's got a nice finish. It really stays with you, and it sort of melds in, so it doesn't leave an aftertaste. That's it's pretty nice. The attack is not super strong, but the mouthful and the finish is really pretty elegant. Again, that slight bitterness, to me, it's elegant. It's not off-putting. Again, the dark cherry, a little bit of bitterness, not overwhelming in terms of fruit and power. Maybe a little bit of pepper on the end. it's a nice bottle of wine. And I think Chateau Talbot has also changed quite a bit actually in the last 15 years. So, you know, I think their winemaking methods, their focus on quality, their picking, you know, the harvesting, all that stuff has changed tremendously, probably right after this vintage. And so it'd be interesting to see what a more recent one would taste like, but maybe 10, 15 years from now. Anyway, we're getting close to the end of this horrible year. I hope you're doing well, and see you soon.